Welcome back to One Comic Book a Day, where we're covering the final story in Superboy Issue 2, Superboy John Doe. It's one of those Amnesia stories. Yes, they've done many Amnesia stories in the main Superman titles, but they haven't done it with Superboy, and in their head, Superboy is essentially like a different character, so it's new here. Is it all that new? No, I don't think I've enjoyed any of the Superman Amnesia stories so far. It's not that taking memories away from Superman hurts the story in any way. It's just they haven't done it in any particular way that I have enjoyed. Got to get a little more creative with it. This one at least has a good idea in the sense that it is a amnesiac Superboy going around the world and helping people. Unfortunately, it meanders a bit and seems unfocused, especially when we get to the climax and how he gets his memory back. But what I would have liked is some introspection. Not a lot of introspection, just like a tiny bit. I know that's a lot to ask for a Golden Age comic in the late 40s, near late 50s, but just a little bit, just a small bit, especially with what happens in this comic. There is maybe an undercurrent of a commentary that wants to come out, and maybe they want to do it, but they are too afraid to do it, maybe? Or maybe they got edited out. You see, Superboy loses his memories by pushing a meteor out of the way as it's coming towards Earth, and there's some sort of metal in it. They don't say kryptonite or something, but it causes him to lose his memories. This is pretty consistent to like the earliest version of him losing his memories from some sort of cosmic power passing by. It wasn't like a beam or anything. It was just like a cosmic energy that passed the Earth and it affected him. I mean, that was a pretty random way for him to lose his memory. At least here he's actually doing something, and he will be doing something throughout. Just that he doesn't feel like an active participant while also actively doing things. What a weird contradiction. So when he gets back to Earth, he just kind of ends up doing odd jobs for people around the world, and there's some not great writing of natives and other nationalities. A lot of Joe at the end of their broken English. But the one that's really sticking in my craw is the first place he ends up is like a coconut plantation or farm or harvest. There's a bunch of workers complaining about their jobs and their pay, which fair, they're being treated horribly. And Superboy's attempt to help them leads to them all being fired because the guy in charge realizes Superboy can just do all the work so much faster. Okay, this is where I want to get into the introspection. All Superboy ends up doing to help the workers is get their jobs back. There was an original catalyst for all this being that their working conditions and their pay was terrible. In no way does he help them get better conditions and pay. There is no sort of collective bargaining with Superboy taking away the coconuts. It's just a rendering of the status quo returning, which is fascinating when they brought up the other problem to begin with. Like, I feel like they wanted to say something, but the editors getting into the 1950s probably thought that was a little too communist and maybe cut that out. I can't say it was, but I find it odd that there was an introduction of sort of an arc or a task to be accomplished, and then he doesn't do it. It's just something else, and it weakens this whole thing, and it's really just eating at me. This entire story, all I'm focusing on is the fact that he didn't help them get better pay and better conditions. So weird. The other two things don't particularly stand out. One with them helping an elephant girl, not a girl who's an elephant, a elephant rider or trainer, and one involving like a rickshaw with a rich passenger that's being awful to this guy as he needs medicine for his wife. Which also feels like an undercurrent about, how the rich and powerful are abusing labor and those under them, but doesn't have the guts to say anything. It's so toothless. The story feels like it's getting close to something and then it's constantly being toothless about it. And it's not helped by the fact he gets his memory back by random happenstance. He inadvertently runs into some sort of explorer who recognizes him and decides that he's going to win a whole bunch of money by taking a bet about this guy climbing Mount Everest, something that's supposedly impossible, especially at this time, only for him to be struck by lightning when he gets up there and regains his memory. I keep saying regains his powers. He has his powers. But that's how I think of a Superboy story should be. If he's going to lose something, he's going to lose his powers. That's more of a conflict than his memory. There's nothing they really do with him here. Like I said, he just kind of goes around not really knowing what to do, which I guess makes sense, but it's not much of a story. He's not an active participant in regaining his memory. He could have, say, done something heroic and something happened in that moment to restore his memory, which has happened in the Superman stories, I'm pretty sure. I can't specifically point to an example there. I feel like that has happened. Here, once again, it's just random happenstance. All he needed to do was just stand somewhere long enough for lightning to hit him. I guess that's not exactly how lightning works, but I mean, Superboy and Superman have been struck by lightning quite often, so I feel like it would eventually happen. So I have really nothing good to say here. It just doesn't like fulfill what it seems to want to do, and instead you get this story that's looking for something to say when it doesn't seem to be allowed to say what it wants to say. Okay, that is it from Superboy issue 2. Superboy John Doe. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notifications when a new video goes up. We do this Monday through Friday, but Fridays is Bat Friday whenever I get back to it, where I cover a Batman story, either Detective Comics or Batman. And until next time, let's ponder the question, whatever did happen to the boy of tomorrow. And seriously, Superboy, you help them get better pay and working conditions. They can't stop you. You're the god, boy. Okay, have a great day.